morning, fifth graders. Happy Monday. I am joined today by my co-teacher, my dog Harper. I hope you guys had a good weekend and thank you for joining us again for our Monday guidance lesson for remote learning. So we're going to start by playing the empathy song, and I want you guys to hear or listen to and count how many times you hear that word empathy in the song. So pay attention, really listen, and count how many times you hear that word empathy.
I bet you've had strong feelings coming from within. Hard to see another's point of view when you're in your own skin. Changing your perspective, thinking through your stuff. Empathy's not easy when the going gets rough. You know that it may be hard to think it through. Other people feeling different because they're not you. You gotta walk in their shoes. Take a look and see what they're seeing. Walk in their shoes. Try to understand what it would feel like to be them. You gotta walk in their shoes. Empathy is what we're saying. Recognize those feelings. You felt them too. That's empathy. You see, she's getting angry. You felt that feeling too. Embarrassed, jealous, scared, strong emotions through and through. Empathy's the pathway to recognize and walk, so you can dish out some compassion and really walk the talk. People showing strong feelings, what do? Show them that you get it. Treat them with kindness through and through. You gotta walk in their shoes. Take a look, see what they're seeing. Walk in their shoes. Try to understand what it would feel like to be them. You gotta walk in their shoes. Empathy is what we're saying. Recognize those feelings and reach out to. Yeah, empathy. Empathy. Yeah, empathy.
Well, I lost my one co-teacher, but I got my other one. This is my other dog, Jackson. And he's probably going to leave us in a minute here too. There he goes. Okay, so I counted 7 times that they said the word empathy in that song. Did you guys count 7 or did people get a different number? I don't know. I got 7. So if you remember last week, we talked about the word empathy, which means feeling or understanding what somebody else is feeling. And we also talked about being respectful, how we can be respectful at school and how we can be respectful at home. So this week we're going to be talking about focusing our attention and listening to other people, which kind of goes along with being respectful and having empathy, because if you're being respectful, then you're listening. And if you're listening, then it's easier to understand how somebody is feeling and have empathy for them, right? So I want you to think back to the last time that you guys worked in groups in the classroom, and it's really hard to do that sometimes because there's so much going on and all of the other people in the other groups are talking, and it can be hard to focus and pay attention to what the people that are in your group are saying. And so that's what we're going to kind of talk about today, like I said, is focusing and paying attention. So, listening with attention. Listening with attention is a skill that improves with practice, just like any of the other skills like music, sports, playing video games. Those will get better with practice, and just like those skills, listening and paying attention will get better with practice. So today we're going to identify the important things that we can do when we're listening with attention, and then we're going to practice them. The skills for listening with focused attention will help you communicate better, get along with other people, and do well at school and at home. So first we're going to watch a video about a student who is not listening very carefully to his friend. Watch for all of the things Caden does that get in the way of him listening with attention to his friend.
Okay, so tomorrow after school you're coming over to my house, right? We can work on a science project.
Man, I'm hungry. If I get to go to Antonio's house, maybe I can play his new video game. That'd be so cool. Wonder what it's like.
Hey, DeAndre!
Cool, look at his new shoes.
They won't let you on without a note.
Wonder when class starts. Hope I'm not late.
Okay, it's really important.
Oh, sorry, Antonio. I wasn't listening very carefully. Is what you said important?
Okay, so clearly Caden was not listening with attention to his friend. So think about the ways that you could tell that Caden was not listening to his friend when his friend was talking. Yeah, he was not looking at Antonio. He was definitely not listening to him because he was thinking about something completely different that was not on the topic that Antonio was thinking. He was talking to other people in the hallways. He was interrupting Antonio. So you could definitely tell that he was not paying attention to what his friend was talking about. So how do you think that that would make Antonio feel, using that empathy? How do you think it made Antonio feel that Caden was completely not listening to him during that conversation? Yeah, he might have been feeling upset, annoyed, mad, frustrated, probably feelings that you felt before when friends have not listened to you in the past. I'm sure you can think of at least one time that that's happened to you. So it's important to treat our friends with respect, and listening with attention is one of the ways that we can treat our friends with respect. So there are some things that Caden can do to make sure that he is listening with attention. He can focus on Antonio by saying words in his head that can remind him to focus. So a word could even just be like focus, or, oh, this is important. I need to pay attention to my friend right now. Definitely make sure that he has his eyes on his friend. He's thinking about the words that his friend is saying, and he's not talking to other people in the hallway or interrupting. Those are definitely important ways to show that we're listening. So Antonio decides to give his friend Caden another chance to listen with attention. So we're going to watch a second video clip. And as we watch this video, follow along with the things that we just talked about to see how many listening with attention skills that Caden can use this time.
Oh, sorry, Antonio. I wasn't listening very carefully. Is what you said important?
Okay, so tomorrow you're coming over to my house after school. We can work on the science project. If your mom says it's okay, you can stay for dinner. After the bell rings, we can meet at the back doors where the buses are. But you have to remember to bring a note, or else you can't ride on the bus.
Okay, so what should the note say?
It should say that you have permission to ride my bus.
All right, so we'll meet at the back door after the bell rings. I'll have a note, we'll work on the science project, and then we'll stay for dinner at your house if my mom says it's okay.
Great, you got it.
All right, yeah. Cool, tomorrow will be fun.
Yeah.
So did you feel like Antonio probably felt like Caden was listening that time and he cared about what he had to say? Yeah, I think so. He repeated what he heard. He asked questions. He was looking at him. He was clearly listening this time to what Antonio was saying and seemed like he really cared about what he was saying. So listening with attention is an important skill for learning, and it also shows that you care about what the other person is saying. It goes back to that respect that we were talking about last week. So today we learned and practiced the skills for listening with attention, which we said was focusing on the person's words, not interrupting, asking questions to find out more, and repeating what you heard to show that you understood. Why is it important to listen with attention? Yeah, it's respectful. It helps you learn. It shows that you care about what the other person is saying. It's one of those really good friendship skills too. So think about, when is a time in class when it's important to listen with attention? I'm thinking of a time maybe when the teacher is giving you instructions to go and do something because Then when everybody gets up and starts working, it's important to know what you're supposed to be doing so you don't have to ask a million questions because you weren't paying attention. It's always okay to ask questions, but it shows respect if you are really trying to pay attention the first time so that you can follow the simple directions and ask questions maybe about what the actual work is. Okay, so when you listen with attention to others and respect their ideas, you're responding in a respectful way towards others. Think about a time when it's important to listen with attention to another person, maybe at home. Maybe when your parent is asking you to do some sort of chore. It's good to listen with attention and be respectful during those times, right? I think so. Okay, well, thank you for participating in our video lesson today, and there will be some more activities for you guys to do every day this week that have to do with listening with attention and being respectful. I'm also going to post an activity that you can do with a partner at home, and it's kind of like a test for your partner too, to see if they can listen with attention. So you're going to listen to them with attention, they're going to have to listen to you with attention, see who does a better job. Give them a little hint about what you're doing first. Don't just spring it on them. But see, do you listen with attention? Does your home partner listen with attention? Have some fun with it. All right, I will see you guys tomorrow. I hope you have a fabulous Monday. Bye-bye.